afternoon, and thank you all for attending our first collaborative event with Latinas Contra Cancer. My name is Sneha Jariwala, and I serve as co-lead for Colleges Against Cancer.
Hello, my name is Isha Sethi, and I serve as the other co-lead for Colleges Against Cancer. We are part of Colleges Against Cancer Club of UC Santa Cruz and are excited to host this virtual event with the amazing organization, Latinas Contra Cancer.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for attending our first collaborative event with Latinas Contra Cancer. My name is Sneha Jariwala, and I serve as co-lead.
Hello, my name is Isha Sethi, and I serve as the other co-lead for Colleges Against Cancer.
Latinas Contra Cancer is an organization located in the San Jose area that perseveres to provide services to the underserved Latinx community and to create an inclusive healthcare system. This afternoon, we have the opportunity to hear from those from Latinas Contra Cancer and listen to their work and experiences. If you need to view the Spanish translations for our videos, please visit the link in the YouTube live chat. Though this event is to raise awareness, we also prepared a fundraising aspect in the past month. We partnered with a company called Perpix to advertise brands and raise money through social media engagement. We are proud to say that we raised $300 that will be donated to Latinas Contra Cancer to support cancer patients through this difficult time.
We would like to thank all of those attending today, including the wonderful clubs that have joined us. Your participation truly gives us hope for a future where health, equity, and cancer treatment is attained. Those clubs and organizations include Latinas Contra Cancer, Operation Smile, Sigma Phi Zeta, Kappa Zeta, and Hermanos Unidos.
We would also like to thank our amazing committee members. Without them, this event wouldn't have been possible. Please welcome our Colleges Against Cancer committee.
Hi, my name is Isha, and I'm the co-lead.
My name is Sneha, and I'm also the co-lead.
Hi, my name is Shruti, and I'm the media committee head.
Hi, I'm Areli, and I'm part of Activities and Logistics.
Hi, I'm Dylan, and I'm also part of Activities and Logistics.
Hi, my name is Karen, and I'm a part of the media committee.
Hi, my name is Caitlin, and I'm a part of the Activities and Logistics Committee.
Hi, my name is Reina, and I'm also part of the Activities and Logistics Committee.
Hi, my name is Nicholas, and I am also part of the Activities and Logistics Committee.
Hi, I'm Darshini, and I'm part of the Funding Committee.
Hi, I'm Isaiah, and I'm part of the Funding Committee.
Hi, my name is Katie, and I'm also part of the Funding Committee.
Hi, my name is Vega, and I'm part of the Community Outreach Committee.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jimmy, and I'm the Community Outreach Head.
Hi, my name is Sapna, and I am also part of the Community Outreach team.
Hey, I'm Malvi, and I'm a member of Community Outreach.
Hi, I'm Erin, and I'm a member of the Media Committee.
Hi, I'm Yvonne, and I'm part of the Activities and Logistics Committee.
We sincerely
Hi, everyone.
hope that during this time of the pandemic, you all are taking care of yourselves and your loved ones, and you are staying safe.
And I am also
with the
part
challenges
of the
that have
Community Outreach
faced us within the last year, we hope that from this event we can reflect on the things we want to change, and that hope that it will in the future.
Hi, I'm Erin, and I'm
We
a
deeply
member of the
appreciate your
Media
attendance
Committee.
and time. We hope that from this
Hi, I'm
program,
Yvonne, and I'm part of the Activities and Logistics Committee.
Sorry for that. We're just experiencing a couple technical difficulties. But with the challenges that have faced us within this last year, we hope that from this event, we can reflect on the things we want to change, and we hope that it will in the future. We deeply appreciate your attendance and time. We hope that from this program, we can make space to hear and listen to the continuing struggles and gain hope and resiliency from each other.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce Darcy and a few of the staff members from Latinas Contra Cancer. They will be speaking about the amazing work they do in the organization.
All right, we're recording. Hi, everybody. My name is Darcy. I'm the Executive Director of Latinas Contra Cancer. I'm here with our wonderful team, and thank you so much for hosting this event to talk about cancer and to bring awareness for cancer on your school campuses and also out in the community. We really appreciate you selecting our organization as an organization to focus on, and we're excited to talk a little bit to you today about what we do and why we've come to this work. So Latinas Contra Cancer has been around in the community for 17 years, and we exist to create equitable and just access to the healthcare system around issues of cancer in the Latino community. And that looks like quite a few things. Our program areas you're going to hear about in just a second are health education, patient navigation and advocacy, and survivor support. That has really looked a little bit different in this time of the pandemic, and we'll talk about that too. But I'm going to go ahead and we'll introduce ourselves first. So I'll go ahead and pass it to Valerie, who can talk a little about what she does and her program and how long she's been at LCC.
Hi, my name is Valerie Mitsumori. I am the coordinator of support services with Latinas Contra Cancer. I've been with Latinas Contra Cancer for almost 3 years, and I enjoy doing what I do. I fit women who have had mastectomies, and I give them items that they're in need of.
And I'm Nancy Villarreal. Oh, sorry. I'm Nancy Villarreal, and I'm a patient advocate for Latinas Contra Cancer. I've been with the agency for about 5 months, and I've always had a role as a patient advocate.
My name's Natalia Zamora, and I'm actually a college student. I go to Stanford University. And with Latinas, I mostly do patient education and then also COVID relief, which is how I started here. I started in the summer of 2020 when the pandemic started.
And so the clients we serve are mostly low-income Latino community and have had various disparities and difficulties accessing the care that they need. So that could come from hospital settings or clinic settings not adequately being able to address language issues. It could be because of income or the cost of care. It could be just because the healthcare system is unnecessarily complicated and involved, and some of our clients have difficulty, most people have difficulty accessing the healthcare system or navigating the healthcare system. Or it could be that our clients are just seeking prevention or early detection. So I'd say half the people we serve have cancer and the other half of the people we serve don't. There are folks who are trying to access mammograms or PAPs or colonoscopies or other things they might need, or free to low cost services. So many of the folks that we serve are uninsured or underinsured. Most people we serve are being seen at the county hospital, and many of the people we serve are undocumented. And so what we'll talk about right now is just how the pandemic has impacted our clients, because when you take into account that we serve the Latino population and primarily the population is low income, many are undocumented, and many are essential workers, you see that mirrored impact that COVID has had in the community on disproportionately impacting the Latino community, and the impact that that's had on our clients also being a part of that community that's been disproportionately impacted by the pandemic, the disease itself, but also the economic issues and economic constraints around the shelter in place, and people from one day to the next losing their income, from one day to the next losing their health insurance. We saw a rapid increase in our clients quickly needing to find rent assistance and food assistance and other things. So maybe we'll start with Valerie. If you can talk a little bit about how your clients have been impacted by the pandemic and what you specifically have been doing to support your clients and to be there for your clients.
So it has affected many of our clients, and with, of course, having to pay rent, pay bills, and I have been kind of navigating them through that and just constantly checking up on them to see how they're doing and getting them any resources or things that we can provide to them.
Nancy, part of the reason we kind of created a position for Nancy used to be patient navigator, and from March on, we've realized that our clients need more than navigation. They really need someone to help advocate for them, but also to help them advocate for themselves. And Nancy also has been doing a lot of work around financial assistance, but exists really to help us bridge that gap between the healthcare system and our clients and hold space for them to be able to advocate for themselves. Of course, the response to the pandemic has really taken the lion's share of the work that we do. But Nancy, could you talk a little bit about what you were brought on to do, and then how the pandemic has been shaping the advocacy you do for our clients?
Well, I actually started during the pandemic, so I don't know how it was before, but one of the most significant areas where I see that they lack resources in is actually housing and finances. And before, patients with cancer have always had to deal with financial toxicity. And now, with the pandemic, it's really bombarded a lot of families, and it's resources of food, and some of our cancer patients that they're having a hard time getting a hold of somebody, especially like their social worker, because their social worker normally serves as their navigator within the system, within their clinics. And because they're working from home, it's made it so much more difficult for a lot of our clients to get a hold of someone. And if they do, it takes a couple of days, not so much as 24 hours. And they're having to do their appointments virtually, when before it was a face-to-face appointment, especially if they have an issue where they feel that some of their treatments aren't working for them, and they want someone to actually look at what's going on with them in person and not virtually, because they feel that they're not going to be able to see the entire picture. It's like if they have a sore, it's like they want someone to see the sore in person and how it's impacting not just that area, but the whole body. So it's made it very difficult for them in that sense. But it's mainly finding the resources, and there's a lot of our clients that aren't reaching out for preventative care like they normally would. And I'm thinking it's because of the pandemic and they don't feel comfortable going into a medical setting.
Natalia, you also came on board at LCC during this time to specifically work on financial assistance for our clients. And you processed 119 gift cards to about 84 homes in 3 months, which was just an amazing amount of cash to get out into the community, $119,000 in assistance. Can you talk a little bit about what you saw happening with our clients, and like any of the, without giving away personal information, but the type of things that our clients are going through?
Yeah, so obviously people have always dealt with cancer as a diagnosis and how that affects them financially, but the problem with the pandemic is that it would, rather than just taking away the income of the person that is diagnosed with cancer, it took away the income of the complete household. Children have to stay at home, and so the parents, which are usually the ones that I dealt with that were diagnosed with cancer, they had to take care of their children. They had to think about finances. All these stresses are obviously not great when you're trying to heal. So that was a source of stress for them. And then most of them lost their income. They have to try to go out and find income. Have to be afraid of rent and stuff like that. And even us, that we distributed so much money, it was limited. We couldn't help in everything. And so they are still continue to struggle with the rent assistance and food assistance and all this kind of stuff, which just make the cancer diagnosis feel a lot worse.
Yeah. The next question is just kind of what brought you to this work? Like what keeps you in this work? Valerie, what brought you to this work? And you show up every day with so much passion and drive and empathy. Like what keeps you in this work?
It's the clients, definitely, because they're going through so much pain, and they suffer a lot with their diagnosis. So I think that's what keeps me coming, and just knowing how happy they are when I assist them and giving them something from our boutique. So I think that's what keeps me going. Just seeing their struggle and the things that they're going through keeps me appreciative of what I'm doing, and that's why I like to do what I do at LCC.
Nancy?
For me, I immigrated into this country, and I was 3 years old, and I've always seen the need of in the Latino community. There's a need, and then yet what I really know about my community is they're very community oriented, and they're there for each other. And so that's what I liked. And for me, it's not so much advocating for them, it's more of empowering them. Because a lot of them, they do advocate for themselves, or they advocate for their neighbor or each other. And so for me, I want to be able to provide the resources to empower them to make their community even stronger.
And Natalia, before you go, because I want to give you the last word on this question, but the reason that I came into this work, here's my son. The reason that I came into this work was I'm very passionate about healthcare, and I worked at a hospital, and I would say that that's a good route to take as well. But if you're really interested in health disparities and health justice, I would encourage you to think about the nonprofit sector, to think about the service sector, to think about the organizing sector, because we are what is really bridging that divide between the client community and the healthcare community, and we're also helping people to do something about that injustice that they've been experiencing. So my background's in public policy, but I have found a lot of reward and satisfaction in being in this work, in the grassroots service provider work. And I wanted to give Natalia the last word on this comment, because she is a college student and has dreams and visions for her academic and professional career outside of this. And maybe she could talk a little bit about how she ended up choosing Latinas Contra Cancer, but maybe even more than that, like how you ended up wanting to go into to health as a priority or area for you.
Yeah, so like Nancy, I also immigrated here. I moved to the United States from Costa Rica, which is in Central America, when I was 12, and Costa Rica has a universal healthcare system. So I came from that to what the United States healthcare system is. And I experienced a lot of things I did not like. And aside from that, I was raised and also live by treating others the way I want to be treated, as well as in the sense of my family. So like not only how would I like to be treated, but how would I want my mom to be treated. And I think one of the terrible things about the American healthcare system is that it doesn't follow that rule or those values, because there's a lot of lack of empathy. And so I feel like what I really liked about organizations like Latinas Contra Cancer is that they try to bridge that gap, really. Right now, there's not a lot that we can do to completely change and radicalize the American healthcare system, but at the very least, we can try to help the people that are going through these situations, because it's not their fault. It's not their fault they're sick. And imagine being sick and then being treated, being disrespected, not being showed empathy, not being showed love. And I think that's really one of the worst parts of the American healthcare system. And so that's why I want to be a doctor, because I want to be the person that is that person to them, somebody that shows them empathy and understands and shows them that it's not their fault, that we're gonna try to do everything we can to help you. And being a doctor is not the only way to do that. It's also being through navigation of the system and through help in these situations like COVID, which is why I really like what Latinas Contra Cancer does, and why I really like the work that we're doing right now with COVID relief, because there's somebody that doesn't give up on them, and that isn't just like, oh, this process is too hard, we're just not going to help you. because that's not how I would want to be treated or how I would want my mom to be treated, etc. And also with the work that I'm doing with patient education, which I love as well, because I think I would want to have all the information, and I would want my family to have all the information they need to be healthy. And that's not something that the US really makes public. So I'm really happy with that work of being able to provide this information to families as well. And basically the way that I came through Latinas Contra Cancer was just through a class. I found out about the organization through a class, and I reached out to them because I really like their work. So I think if anybody would like to be that person to a patient that shows them love and empathy, then I think community organizations are a great way. And not just, you don't have to find them through a class. You can look them up and see which one really is a part, or that takes part in something that you're really passionate about. I think you're muted.
I am muted. Thank you so much. That was a great answer. So final round, we'll just go around lightning round of, this is a cancer awareness event, and Colleges Against Cancer with partnership with Latinas Against Cancer. So just one cancer related piece of advice that we want to give to folks. And I'll just give one piece of advice that's not really cancer related, but just a reminder: wear a mask, please socially distance, make sure that you're doing your part to stop the spread, because cancer patients walk around this earth immunocompromised and already in a vulnerable position because of their health. So we want to be able to slow this pandemic as quickly as possible, and doing our part by wearing a mask and distancing is really important. Valerie, any cancer related advice?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say what you just said, the same thing, and just to be safe, and just, always check up on your loved ones, and, check on everyone. We're all in this together, so.
For me, my advice would be for you to get preventative care. Make sure you go in and get the tests that you need to get tested for. Cancer is the #1 killer for Latinos, and some of those deaths could have been prevented if they would have received the preventative care and the detection care that they needed in advance.
Thank you.
Yeah, in addition to those, which are all great, I think also what I said of, I think the best value you can live by is treating others how you want to be treated. So don't assume that somebody with cancer is just dealing with it great. So I think always thinking about how someone is doing physically and mentally, and then also just talking about it, because not talking about cancer can be the worst part or the worst thing you can do.
Great. Well, thank you all so much. Thank you, LCC team. We're really excited. Thank you again, Colleges Against Cancer, for helping us today, and wishing you a great rest of the event. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, and thank you, Darcy, for sharing what amazing work you and your organization does. Next, we will be having an arts and crafts segment on making your own mask during your spare time.
Hi everyone, my name is Sneha, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a basic mask out of an old t-shirt. You will need a t-shirt, a Sharpie, a needle and thread, a paper clip, some sewing pins, or you can use safety pins, scissors, and also a ruler. First, we need to cut the t-shirt. You can use a disposable mask as a reference. It should be about 6 inches by 7 inches, but since we fold the mask, you should cut a rectangle of 6 inches by 14 inches. I cut 2 so that I could make another mask. We also need to cut the ear loops. You can do any length, but for me, I cut about 20-inch pieces and then trimmed them at the end of the video. I cut out 4 pieces for the 2 masks. Next, we will use pins to hold our mask together when we sew. Unfold your paperclip and put it in the middle of the long piece of fabric. This will be at the top of your mask to use over your nose. Now pin around the area surrounding the paperclip. Next, we need to put the ear loop into the mask. Now we need to make 2 folds in the mask so that it fits the face properly. Fold over the mask onto itself, then use pins to hold it in place. After pinning the sides, pin all around the bottom. Now we can start sewing. I started at the top where the paper clip is, and then I followed the pins. After sewing the top, I started on the sides. Once you start sewing, make sure to keep the ear loop inside the mask. After reaching the bottom of one side, you can pull the ear loop a bit to make sure it is taut, but this is not necessary. Continue sewing all around the mask. After you finish sewing, you can trim the edges of the mask and cut off any loose threads. You can also trim the earpieces to the length you prefer. Thank you for watching! We hope you enjoyed the arts and crafts video. Next, we would like to open the space for the organizations that are attending this event. Each organization's representative created their own drawing of a mask based on their thoughts of this pandemic. In addition, we will showcase them and encourage you all to share your visual inspirations, talk about your COVID-19 experiences, cancer, and racial disparities in healthcare.
Hi everyone, my name's Ashley. I'm the current president for Kappa Zeta. Our sorority was founded in 2003 and our philanthropy is based on the welfare of women and children in Santa Cruz and the surrounding areas. So our mask is composed of a lot of different things. So our colors are red, white, and gold. So we have like the gold straps and then the main color is red. In the middle, we have a ruby that like shines because that's our jewel. We have butterflies that are round because our mascot is a monarch butterfly, and then we have the hibiscus, a few on the bottom, and that is very significant for us as well because the petals all mean something, such as ingenuity, perseverance. I'm sorry, I can't think of the rest on the spot, but this is our mask and we hope you find it really cute and pleasing to the eye.
Hey everyone, my name is Enrique Hernandez. I'm the president of Sigma Phi Zeta. We were founded in 2003 as a multicultural fraternity who serves mostly first-gen students. And our philanthropy is based on serving the Santa Cruz community. And I think one of the aspects of our fraternity that we really support with each other is at least like enforcing positivity. And I designed the mask with the marigold as a sign of positivity because as a child, me and my grandmother, we would grow like just flowers in our courtyard in Mexico. And it was really beautiful. But then we always had hope one day that eventually we wouldn't have to like work so hard and then eventually we would move into a better place. And we did, you know, everything's great now. So that's kind of where the marigold stems from. And that's, I bring that attitude towards the pandemic because I really want to stay positive about it. You know, obviously like it hasn't been a great year for everyone, but you got to stay positive. You got to keep on moving forward.
Hello, my name is Agustin Garcia. I'm part of HU, and our org is essentially based upon bettering the individual, and we do that through a concept we call El Nuevo Hombre or La Nueva Persona, and we really try to achieve this goal by, by using the 3 pillars, which is academic excellency, social networking, and community engagement. So that's the main premise of our organization, and we really try to promote helping each other out and helping the community you're associated with. And as for the mask, it actually isn't really related to HU directly because I wasn't really sure how I would do that. So what I ended up doing was just really thinking about why I wear a mask. And when I wear the mask, I do it because I love my community. I love those around me, and I don't want to get anyone sick. I don't want to make sure that everyone's at their best health in my area. And I grew up in a desert. I'm from the Coachella Valley, so when I think of my community, when I think of the people around me, I think of cactuses, the beautiful sunsets, and the beautiful colors that happens during sunsets. So that's essentially why I created this mask.
Hi, my name is Vega, and I am the Vice President of Operation Smile. Our mission is to raise awareness for children born with cleft lip or cleft palate and help those in developing countries get the quality care that they deserve. Our mask is very cheesy with a whole bunch of emojis on it, but we are Operation Smile. So when our president and I were thinking about how to decorate our mask, smiley faces is what immediately came to mind. But on a more serious note, I would say that the mask represents how much of an emotional roller coaster this pandemic has been for many folks, myself included.
Today, we also have some honorary submissions from Maria Diego Garcia and Jimmy Gomez. Now we would like to give space to listen to everyone, both in the Zoom meeting and on YouTube, speak on what keeps them going in these uncertain times. Where are you watching our event from? Have you seen any disparities within the healthcare field that you would like to share? Please be active in the YouTube chat and we will read out your comments for the group to hear. This is also open to our organizations present today. Please share anything you feel is relevant to COVID-19, cancer and racial disparities in healthcare, and yeah.
So going based off of what previous speakers are talking about, I think you can definitely see how the pandemic has heightened racial disparities in healthcare, just because there's points where a lot of people don't even have healthcare in general. Healthcare could be expensive, and like I said, not many people would have it. So I actually know a few people who were scared with or without symptoms to even look out for that care because they wouldn't know if they would be offered that care, and even if they were, would they even be able to afford it? And also I've had also like friends and family like reach out to these clinics and hospitals and kind of just get turned down and are told just go home, rest it off, drink some fluids, and not much more than that. And I've been told that before too, and well, in my head I was like, well, my mom told me that, like, can you give me something more? So I think I don't think they were invisible even before the pandemic, but it's definitely like brought it to light more.
I'll actually say something along that thought process. I know for at least my community and where I live, it's predominantly Latino community, and it's a pretty low income community as well. And because of that, like the access to testing is very, very little. Like if you want to get a test and you want to pay for it, it's at least 15 to 20 minutes away. If you want to get a free test, it's at least 30 minutes away. So it's very much, you have to work and you have to provide for your family, and you're being told that, well, jobs are closing, you're not going to get a lot of money from aid, you're not going to get aid, you're not going to be able to really be able to provide. And so a lot of people have to resort to just having to work, and in situations that they could get sick and cause their family to suffer because of that. And it's in no fault of their own, it's simply because the system is not providing them the resources that they need. And it's really sad because I know I'm fortunate enough to be, in university at home, relatively well, like decent. So I'm able to, be able to be here without issues. But I have several friends that aren't as fortunate as I am. So I can see it with my own eyes in my own community, the lack of resources and the lack of opportunities for a lot of my friends and people I grew up with, which is really heartbreaking, and especially because of this pandemic. I think Ashley kind of said it really well. Like it kind of exacerbated the issues. It made it more pronounced. It made it more obvious that we have really a really bad system in place.
Yeah, I would agree. I think actually recently I found out that BIPOC are overrepresented in frontline jobs. So they really just have no other option but to go to work, just as you said. Their jobs can't be done remotely. They may not be getting paid enough. And so they're just at a higher risk for COVID, and they don't have the opportunity to take off from work or, stay at home like a lot of us do. But I think hopefully this has it's unfortunate that it had to be this big of a deal for more people to kind of realize how messed up the system is. But hopefully from now onwards, we can, try to come up with something better and work together more.
Yeah, I definitely agree that there's definitely a problem within the communities, when it comes to at least testing and other things like that. Because in my community, I live in near Los Angeles, so then and then the communities here has been ravaged by COVID-19, especially the Hispanic and Black communities. And it's very hard to get the support and then the financial support and then the testing necessary. Because my dad, he was recently exposed to the coronavirus and he had to get tested, and it cost him $250, at least in our area, and he had to drive 40 minutes away. And it's not feasible. That's not something that it's cruel, honestly, but luckily that we're able to afford it. But I know there's many other people that are not able to afford it. And I think it's always been racial disparities within the healthcare has always been rampant prior to the COVID-19. But I think now that the pandemic is raging and there's no end in sight, it really has been taken up to another notch. And then it's really just kind of in your face now. It's exposed to everyone to see. And it's a lot of people choose to ignore it, and a lot of people either choose to acknowledge it.
Yeah, those are all great points. And yeah, I mean, like you all said, it's interesting to see how this pandemic has heightened problems that have already existed in our healthcare system and just in society in general. To look at the YouTube chat, I see Maria said, one of my mentees said a lot of people don't get tested in her city because testing costs around $70 per person, which is just not feasible. And yeah, I mean, I think everyone knows that one of the ways to get through this pandemic is making sure people get tested regularly so that they know, if you're positive, you need to stay home and you need to quarantine from other people so you don't spread it. But when we don't have access to tests in general, that becomes harder because people don't know that they are positive and they could be spreading it to 20, 30 people, depending on where they work, depending on if they see other family. I know if people are in multi-generational homes, and if someone's working in retail or working in an essential business and they don't get tested often, then they could be exposing it to their grandparents or people who are much higher risk. So yeah, testing is just needs to get better right now. And I think Sandeep said people should not neglect getting cancer screenings like mammograms and colonoscopy during COVID because cancer will not wait for the pandemic to end. And Darcy also agrees with that. So, to connect to our cause as Colleges Against Cancer, raising awareness for cancer is hard in general, just because it's not something people think about until they have to think about it, to be honest. And cancer doesn't stop with a pandemic, sadly. So making sure people still get their screenings done on time, making sure people feel comfortable enough to go to a hospital and get that mammogram that they need to get every couple years is really important because, it's common, it's a general knowledge that the quicker a cancer is caught, the better prognosis that's likely to happen. So yeah, I think what Latinas Contra Cancer does too is great because they work with their existing clients to help them get through cancer through this pandemic as well. And they provide a lot of good resources to their clients. Because, when you're facing a cancer diagnosis, you're lost and you're scared. And with a pandemic as well, there are limited options for them, especially the immunocompromised. So our last comment is from Diana, who's also she's a CAC alumni, I guess. She said, I'm currently in SF, and it's encouraging to see the several outreach programs offering COVID testing to populations that don't have easy access. It's a great starting point, but we still have a long way to go to address these health inequities. Yeah, and Joseph and Maria also agree. Yeah, I think these types of programs, though they may be small, they're really effective in a small community because you'll see these kinds of programs in the street, or you'll hear about it from friends. And though it's, specific to that community, it really does a lot for the people there. And they can recognize those kinds of resources in the future once we're done with this pandemic. So with that, I believe those are all our comments from the YouTube chat. Would any of our organizations present like to add anything else? Okay, cool. So thank you all for engaging in that discussion. We hope that you can take the experiences from each other back to yourself and think about how, our peers in our community are facing this virus differently. So with that, we can move on to the rest of our event. Let's hear from Isaiah.
Thank you to everyone who spoke. Next, to relax, we will be doing 10 minutes of Tai Chi. Malvi, Isha, and Reina will now lead us.
Hi, my name is Isha, and for this activity, we'll be doing a Tai Chi routine. This is supposed to be a beginner routine, so hopefully most of you guys can join us. I'm really excited. I think this will be a great way to get your body moving a little bit and also lessen stress. So I'll be teaching the warm-up of this activity, and then we'll have Reina join us, and then Malvi will finish the routine off. So yeah, I'm really excited. Hope you guys enjoy. So first we'll be doing the warm-up. So for this exercise, place your hands on your stomach and circle your neck gently and slowly. And now do the same thing in the other direction. Now cross your fingers and rotate your wrists in a circle. And for this exercise, you'll be pulling your elbows back and then forward. As you reach your chest, make sure your palms are open and facing your chest. Next, make a big circle with your elbows, moving your hands like so. For this exercise, it's important to be as gentle as possible. And remember, because this is a warm-up, you can go as intense or as relaxed as you want. Now circle your right arm backwards in order to loosen up the shoulder. Go slowly and be gentle. And do the same thing with your other arm. Now for this exercise, cross your hands, have your palms up, and bend the elbow. This exercise will really help you stretch your chest. When you open your chest, try stretching your chest muscles outwards. Keep crossing and opening. Okay, now moving on to the next exercise. So for this exercise, you're going to be bending your elbows to your shoulders and twisting your elbows. And for this exercise, it's really important to not twist your knees. Make sure you're going slowly and gently. Next, turn your waist and circle your arms and tap your ribs and kidneys. Make sure to tap very softly. This exercise is really good for your organ health. And tapping them softly kind of gets them moving and makes them healthier. Now we'll be doing the same thing, except for with your top hand, tap the bottom of your neck.
Next, we're going to be doing the hoop. We first want to put our hands at the sides of our hips. Our feet should be firmly planted in the ground about shoulder width apart, and just slowly rotate your hips in one direction. Now the key here is to make sure that your head stays as still as possible. You only want to be moving your hips. This helps you get a better stretch in your side muscles and the backs of your legs. Now we can switch direction. Next, we're going to be doing another exercise that helps with our knees. So put our hands firmly at your knees and just slowly rotate them. Not too small or not too wide, just whatever you're comfortable with. And here again, the key is to make sure that your feet aren't rotating with your legs. It's kind of natural to want to tilt your feet with your legs, but try to keep them as firm as possible so that you aren't tilting or don't have a risk of falling over. Maybe switch direction. Now, lastly, we're going to be doing a little bit of an ankle rotation. So make sure you lean on one leg and just softly rotate one ankle in either counterclockwise or clockwise direction. Try to be gentle with it. You don't want to be too rough. And if you need to, hold on to something on the side. You don't want to put too much pressure on one leg. If that's a trouble for you, just grab a chair or a couch or anything and just lean on it. Now we can switch sides. And that's it. Thanks for joining us.
As we near the end of this event, we would like to end on a note of inspiration, hope, and perseverance to push towards bringing awareness against cancer disparities. Next, some of our Colleges Against Cancer committee members will be speaking on why we need and strive for an inclusive healthcare system.
Hi, my name is Isha Sethi and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm a third-year student at UC Santa Cruz as a cognitive science major, and I'm one of the co-leads. I believe that we should strive for an inclusive healthcare system because healthcare in the US can be extremely expensive, especially for cancer patients. According to the American Cancer Society, in 2018, cancer patients in the US paid $5.6 billion out of pocket for cancer treatments, including surgical procedures, radiation treatments, and chemotherapy drugs. We as a CAC committee believe that healthcare should not be a privilege for some, but a resource for all.
Hi, my name is Karen and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I am entering my third year at UCSC as a human biology major, and I am on the media committee. I believe that we should strive for an inclusive healthcare system because equal access to healthcare should be a basic right. One important fact, according to American Association for Cancer Research, is that Black and Hispanic patients with breast, lung, colorectal, and prostate cancer are almost 30% less likely than white patients to enroll in clinical trials testing treatments for these type of cancers. We fully support Latinas Contra Cancer in their efforts in providing resources to the underserved Latino population community and can't wait to see them continue.
Hi, my name is Yvonne and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm entering my first year of graduate school at UC Santa Cruz as a molecular cell and developmental biology major, and I work in the Activities and Logistics Committee. I believe that we should strive for an inclusive healthcare system because everyone deserves access to quality healthcare and the opportunity to live a healthy life. One important fact, according to the American Cancer Society, is that survival in general among Hispanics remains lower than among non-Hispanic whites for many cancers, and this includes pediatric cancers. We believe that everyone deserves access to healthcare and hope to find new ways to serve our community.
Hi, my name is Sapna and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I am entering my third year at UC Santa Cruz as a molecular cell and developmental biology major, and I work in the Community Outreach Committee. I believe that we should strive for an inclusive healthcare system because inclusivity of all communities will engage the best talent accessible, leading to diversity within the workspace and for patients. One important fact, according to American Association for Cancer Research, is that Hispanic women are 69% more likely to be diagnosed with breast cancer at an advanced stage than white women.
We believe that the fight against cancer disparities starts with all of us. Educating ourselves on how those in our own communities are affected not only gives us the knowledge, but the beginning to work towards an inclusive healthcare system. We look forward to a future where doctors and research comes to represent all of us, where one's racial, gender, or sexual identity does not determine their access to healthcare or vital knowledge regarding their health. We look forward to a future where this is possible and carry the hope that one day we can make a difference.
Thank you, Shruti, and everyone who spoke on creating an inclusive healthcare system. We wanted to end by thanking everyone who attended this event and the clubs and organizations that made it possible. With your collaboration and participation, we all truly hope to have future and where someone diagnosed with cancer has the resources to receive the care that they deserve.
No one should have to be alone in the fight against cancer, either financially or emotionally. So we would like to say thank you to Latinas Contra Cancer for being that support and so much more. We all here cannot fathom the impact that your organization has had on the people who need it the most. We here at Colleges Against Cancer stand by you in your efforts and cheer you on in the continuous work that you do, even through the most difficult of times. Thank you again for your amazing work.
Colleges Against Cancer has put on a variety of events in the past years, and we wish to continue this passion through the pandemic. Families and patients suffering from cancer need the most support during these difficult times. For more information about our club and our events, please visit our website, which will be linked to the YouTube live video chat. You can also email collegesagainstcancer at gmail.com to learn more about our organization and find out ways you can help our cause.
With that said, we would like to conclude our event, and we would like to give a quick shout out to one of our committee members, Dylan, who has worked super hard to put all this together with the video and all the technical aspects of today's event. So thank you all for attending and participating. This event truly wouldn't have been the same without you. Take care and stay safe, everybody.